What is going on, everybody?
Hello.
How are you doing this morning, Fen?
I'm doing quite well, thank you,
Good.
Squid. How are you?
You know, man, I cannot complain. But we'll get into more exclusively how you're doing a little bit later. Because it is episode 4 of Hella Simple. Welcome, everybody. We are live on Twitch. That is right. You can watch us live in person. I recommend showing up on time to our live events because not only can you listen... Hey, you were late last time. Not only can you listen to the podcast, but you can be part of the podcast yourself. You can go ahead and
join the conversation.
Yeah, definitely. Faux show. We highly recommend it, but we do appreciate any support we get on the YouTube, so thank you for being there. Before we get into today's episode, I want to go ahead and say thank you to our sponsors. Once again, Castcade is sponsoring us today. I'm going to save Fen because I know he didn't prep for this.
You're right.
Castcade is a awesome group of live streamers, a community of live streamers who just want to entertain everybody. If you want to find a live streamer suited for you, well, I'm sure they have it. You want to listen or you want to see Minecraft? Well, they got it. Okay? You want to see a top name game like Fortnite? They have it. You want to see an indie player that plays random little games? Well, they have that as well. Even if you are a live streamer yourself, it's a community to jump into and be yourself and, you know, get words of wisdom, and you can put words of wisdom out there so we can help and take other people's advice. It's just a great group of people. Most humble community I've ever been a part of. They actually made, the founder, Creative Waste, has actually made the background that you are seeing right now on the live stream. So just great group of people. When you have a project you need, they're there to help. Everything is down in the panels below. If you want to click that bad boy, it'll take you, and you can see everybody that is currently live. That is right. So thank you, Castcade, for sponsoring today's episode. Oh, it's been a while. Why does this one feel like it's been a lot longer than the last couple ones?
Probably because I haven't been around. I feel like I haven't talked to you in like...
Is it your fault? Is it your fault?
Oh, I want to say no, but I feel like yes.
Yeah, okay, so it is. Gotcha.
Yeah, basically.
No, I think, I don't know, like, I think that this podcast is a great thing, but a horrible thing at the same time. It's because, yeah, you and I don't play often anymore. And I think it may be because we're trying to save everything. Yeah?
Save everything?
Yeah.
Talk-wise.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's all, like, new.
Like, I want to agree, but, like, I feel like it's just, you play Fortnite, man, and I fucking hate Fortnite.
It's, oh my god, I've been hating on the game a lot lately, too. It's one of those games you have to play with friends.
Yeah.
So I've been contemplating, like, starting up a community. But, like, starting up anything is the hardest thing in the whole entire world. I've been trying to start up this YouTube thing for almost 8 years now, and that hasn't kicked off. What makes me think that I'm going to start a Fortnite community? But, like, the thing, I don't know, maybe you know a platform that can help me out, but the problem I'm hitting right now is when I go onto a platform and I'm like, hey, I want to play with people, I'm not keying in on just wanting to play with people. I'm keying in on the whole YouTube aspect of it. I want to find other YouTubers out there and try to play with them. So basically what I'm asking is, why is there a platform out there where I can just get, this sounds like a big setup, an elaborate setup for like a site that we made, you know what I mean? Well, yes, Squid.
Yeah, well, there's this site called Fens and Squid Find Gamers. Absolutely. .net. Because we're not classy enough for .com.
No. .gov, you know.
Honestly, I would say if, like, that seems like very specific, so I'd say something like Reddit maybe, but like, I don't use Reddit.
Yeah,
Reddit people
tough.
are weird. No offense to anyone who uses Reddit, but I find the site just weird and confusing.
I I don't like websites or games or anything that punish you for using their site. I think that's ridiculous. So like Reddit has this policy on a lot of the pages. It's like 95% of the pages that I've found where you have to post. I think it's called Reddit Karma, and you have to post 9 times for every time that you promote your channel or something like that. So every time I have a video out, I have to post 9 times. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. I understand people don't want, or Reddit doesn't want people to like jump on and like spam it, you know, and it become another Discord chat where it's just like 100 different videos. I understand that completely. But what I don't understand is why there has to be 10 minutes between each post. I mean, I guess for the same reason, probably, right?
Yeah.
But that means, okay, so 9 times 10, that's 90 freaking minutes, hour and a half. Just wait, no.
It means you have to use the site regularly if you want to be posting your own content there.
Yes, exactly. And I understand it, but I have to be sitting there for an hour and a half just to post one video.
Yeah.
And for me personally, I don't get an hour and a half to do anything. I'm lucky enough to get an hour before my baby wakes up to do this damn podcast.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I hate Reddit so much, and I've expressed my rage towards this website so often that
you do. Right, you have a long history of not liking Reddit.
Long history, and they do this other thing. We're just going on a Reddit ramble here. They do this
simple. The one where we trash Reddit.
Oh God, we're gonna get a name for ourselves right off the bat here. But they shadow ban people. Do you know what that is?
I don't know what that is.
So basically, what they'll do is they will mute you so that no one can see your posts, see comments on other people's posts. Basically, everything you do on that website does not exist to anybody.
Except you.
Except me. And they don't tell you that they shadow banned you. There's no email. There's no notification. And, okay, let's be fair. This happened like maybe 2 years ago. So I don't know, maybe they changed it where at least you get a notification now. But like it's sitting there. I'm sitting there going, why am I not getting any posts on this damn any comments or likes or anything on this Reddit post? And it's because no one could see it. And I think that's the stupidest thing.
That's hardcore.
Just send me a damn notification, right? Hey, you've been shadow banned.
No, it's like, hey, keep posting, but fuck you.
Exactly. It's if they want to reduce people spamming on their website, don't make shadow banning a damn thing. I don't know.
Well, it means that you're gonna keep using the website even though you're not actually continuing to bother people with whatever process you've done. You know.
That's ridiculous. It's like starting up a YouTube channel and they're like, hey, you can post videos, yeah, but no one will see that shit. It's just for you.
I like it. That's cold.
I just want just a notification. Like you could ban me, whatever. And by the way, no warnings. No warnings. Yeah. They just did it.
Just boom.
Yeah, just out of nowhere. I was like, oh, okay, nice, great. I didn't even realize it until like somebody I posted the link in chat or something, one of the chats. And they got on and they were like, Squid, I'm not seeing anything. And I'm like, it's there. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong. And then like 2 other people told me the same thing. So then I emailed Reddit and they said shadow ban. I was like, oh, thanks for the update. Appreciate it. I think I think I ended up, and it was a simple repeal too. I think because I remember at the time I wanted to use Reddit, so I just emailed them like, hey, yeah. Sorry, I didn't realize that's a thing. They're like, yeah, no problem, you're reinstated. And I'm like, I didn't even have to argue my case or anything. I was just like, sorry. And they're like, oh, it's okay, we gave your account back. And I'm like, oh, okay, if it was that easy to get reinstated, like, why? I don't know. It was freaking ridiculous. I almost killed somebody and they had to ban me or something. I don't know. So stupid.
Well, getting back to, I think the original point that we were trying to talk about was why it felt like so long. Somewhere along the way we talked about games, and I was like, I gotta use that topic. So this is like a long double back to bridge over to the thing that I started playing, No Man's Sky. We were talking about it last time.
Did you? Yes.
I did.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah?
I haven't even started playing with other people, and I'm having fun.
Oh, don't say that, because that means the original game was decent. And everybody
I mean, I
has
can
that
definitely
bad opinion.
see. So, not to say that the original game is like really good, and I would have played it there. It's like interesting. I could see how the base game would get really dull, but like with like the bases and stuff, and I've just started getting into like missions. So I'm interested. I'm very interested. It seems like there's some cool mechanics there, and get a couple of friends going. Get a home base on a planet that we find and discover and name something cool. That would be pretty neat.
All right, you sold me.
Good.
Your brief
Right.
statement on the game has just sold me.
That's really all it was. I was like, look, because I was looking at it after last time, and I was listening back to the podcast and what we were saying about it, and I was like, I feel like I want to give it a try now. And I went on Twitter and I was like, okay, talk me into or out of it. And Danny was like, do it. And I was like, okay, all right, I'm doing it. He sold me on it.
How much is it?
$30 US right now.
Oh
it's
my
on sale.
god, it's so hard. It's so hard to put money on a game that's an if.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
tell me about it. I also went ahead and bought RimWorld because I have no self-control.
RimWorld, that was the game you were playing last stream. Well, not today, obviously.
Yeah, I had like a fake test stream that I was just testing some stuff after I rebuilt my computer. That's a lot of fun too.
Speaking of, what did you do? Tell me everything. I will not understand any of it, so you tell the viewers everything.
Yeah, with the full knowledge, Squid is not going to understand everything. I'm just going to shove him aside real quick. All right, there we go. And then just like, all right, so viewers, what happened was, I was 2 weeks ago now. I was going to stream. My computer's been running slow. If you've been watching some of the Divinity streams I've done with Cal, there've been definitely some times where it's like, okay, I definitely have a problem here because the game doesn't load for like 10 minutes.
Really?
Like a solid 10 minutes. It's just sitting in a load screen. And it's loading. It's not freezing. It's just slow. So basically, I got a blue screen of death. The hard drive, I'm not sure if it's the whole hard drive or if it's just the operating system on my old drive corrupted. So it wouldn't boot up at all. So I was like, well, shit. What are my options here? And I was like, I'm probably going to have to wait for the next paycheck. I'm, going to need to get some money together and find some options here and get a new drive and get the operating system. Because I have maybe somewhere Windows 8 disk floating around, but at this point, I'm just going to get the Windows 10 because I've already used the upgrade, so I can't reinstall Windows 8.
Which is good because 8 was crap.
It wasn't great. It wasn't great, especially to start. Although it got better when they did the 8.1 or whatever. It was basically like 10 now, like in terms of the interfaces.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but so it ended up being that I upgraded, actually, semi-upgraded to a solid state drive, which again, Squid has no idea what that is. But I
didn't realize that they sold those in liquid form.
Oh my god! So yeah, I dished my old hard drive disk, which is still corrupted. It's still in my computer. It's not attached to anything right now because I am holding out hope that I can pull the pictures off of there because we've backed up me and my wife's pictures onto there, and I kept being like, I should really put this online. I should put this in the cloud somewhere because the computer's gonna die, and then I'm gonna lose all this shit. And lo and behold, it happened. But yeah, so I have the solid state drive. It's a smaller one, but it's only got it only has the operating system, Discord, and the actual Steam install, and all the games go onto my secondary drive, which is actually the old drive I had from recording. That I don't do recordings anymore, so I don't need. So I was like, I'll just use that as my storage drive, and then this can just run the operating system, and everything is great. And it's pretty good. My computer starts up in like 15 seconds.
Boom, dude. Mine's like a solid 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Honestly,
that's
one of the reasons why I was a little bit late this morning. I had to go to the bathroom, for everyone that knows. Thanks for delving into my personal life. But the other reason is I turned off my computer last night, and I don't know why I do it. I don't have to pay for electricity or anything because we're on base housing, and it's all inclusive in your rent. So I just leave my computer running 24/7. So well, last night I screwed up and turned off my computer, and it took me like a whole 5 10 minutes to get it up this morning.
That's the problem I had when it died, is because I turned it off for whatever reason. I do pay for electricity, but most of the time I have it in sleep mode and whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't use up that much electricity in that mode. So, but yeah, I turned it on a few minutes before the stream, and I'm tweeting out like, "Hey, well, as soon as my computer comes online, we'll be live." Didn't happen. Yeah, well, I mean, I was almost late. I've been dealing with car stuff all morning, so I dropped my wife off to pick up her car right before this, and I got back with like 2 minutes to spare, and I'm sitting here like, where is he? Where is he?
Don't talk to me about car stuff, dude. I hate car stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just the most inconvenient thing. And I know, like, cars are a convenience in themselves, but like...
Right. So the thing about it is that they are the convenience. So when they break down and you have to deal with them, especially if you're not like a car guy or mechanically inclined at all, like I am like almost positive you are not.
No. Well, I would say I'm more of a car guy than a computer guy, Fen.
That's not saying much though.
No. No, but no.
Liquid state drives.
They have those in cars. No, yeah, no. I'm pretty down there on the knowledge tree of cars. And I need to find like a hobby and stick with it. Maybe I'll just go to like an auto hobby shop or something.
Is this not your hobby?
No. Oh yeah, well, I guess it could be. I know a lot when it comes to stuff on the computer, just not like physically or
the computer itself,
or software. Yeah. But I don't know. It's so inconvenient. Like not too long ago, I had to tow my car from my house, not even like 5 miles away, but because I had a flat tire, and that's what it was, and I didn't have a jack, or I didn't have like the necessities to fix my car. And it's something as simple as a flat tire. And so I called up the shop or whatever, and I was like, hey, you need to fix my car, because it was there the day before, and 4 tires, new tires, and I brought it home and it got flat again. So I was just like, no, you're gonna pay for it since you fucked up the first time. So so they're like, okay, yeah, sounds good. I paid $400 to get that thing towed.
Yeah.
400 bones.
We're 100?
Yeah, well, because they had
not even 5 miles.
They had to use like rear dualies, which basically means the car is not running on their own tires. They put them on like sets of wheels. Does that make sense? So like,
so weird.
So I think
why didn't they just why didn't you just have like a flatbed pickup?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Maybe they don't have those with the company I called. I don't know. I honestly thought that the auto shop was going to pay for the tow because they messed up.
Right.
So I thought that was going to happen, but they didn't cover the tow, and I was like, oh, that's kind of crap.
Every time I've had a car towed, which is actually fairly significant in a number of times, I think about it, it's all been like on like one of those flatbed tow trucks, you know, where they drag it up onto the flatbed and then rotate it back up the flat onto the thing.
You've never had the hook?
No.
Really? I've never had the flatbed. I know what you're talking about. I've seen them, but I've never had the flatbed. I've always had the hook.
So weird.
Maybe next time I'll be like, get your hook out of here. go give me the good truck, all right?
Bring me the good truck. Only the best for Squid and his flat tires.
Oh my god. Fen, are you okay, buddy?
I'm all right, man.
Emotionally, you okay?
I'm good. Yeah. You know what? I'm okay.
I've been sensing a lot of tension in your voice lately.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so I pulled up a what's the word for it? Unusual personality test that will reveal much about your perception of life.
Oh jeez.
And I thought you and I could do this together, you know?
Okay. Okay. I feel trapped.
You know, I just want to know how my friend's doing, buddy. You know, you got married, and then I haven't talked to you for like a couple months. You know, other than these podcasts.
I've been avoiding you.
Know? Yeah, that's what I figured. Maybe that will come out in this in this questionnaire that I pulled up. You ready? You ready for this first one, buddy?
All right, I'm ready. Bring it on.
All right, man. It's gonna get pretty deep. You are peering into the sea. Okay. What do you feel? Focus only on your first impression. You can close your eyes to better feel it.
Is there like a multiple choice?
No. Yeah, you're going to have to be like imaginative on this one.
Oh god, I'm suck at that.
I know. First thing that comes to your mind. What do you feel?
First thing that comes to mind. Like the first word that comes to mind or the first feeling?
First feeling.
Small.
Small. Oh, man.
I told you I played Subnautica, right? That's a scary game.
This might not work on gamers, but yeah. This is your attitude towards life, Ben. You feel like you're a small part of this being in this world? Yeah?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah? Is that you?
This is really deep coming from you.
Yeah, I know.
I want to... Yeah. Afraid you have like a doctor over there just like whispering in your ear. I think need face cams.
I think the third question is funny. I don't know. I didn't read through them. All right. You are walking through the woods and you look on the ground. What do you feel? Well, these are all feelings.
What season is it?
Oh man, fall. I don't know if that messed up the question or made it better, but we'll find out, I
guess. Probably cold.
Cold, huh?
Feel cold because it's fall.
This is the way.
And I probably didn't bring a jacket.
This is the way you feel about your family, Fed.
Oh man.
Man, dude, that's 0 for 2. This will be the last one because I don't want to get this too depressing. Okay.
Okay.
What do you feel when looking at flying seagulls? Okay. It's all right in this case if you make up with a quick response. What? That doesn't even make sense. What do you see when you?
I'm gonna say defensive.
Defensive, Ben. We're done. It sucks. It sucks seeing the answer and knowing what it is. You are 0 for 3, friend, because that is your attitude towards women.
I don't know what that means, but I'm just not thinking about it too much.
I just feel like I was hoping one of them is gonna be like happy, like oh okay, yay, They all
no, I'm defensive around seagulls because seagulls come and they try and steal your food. That's my food, you bastard.
I just think it's funny that the site compared women to seagulls.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
That's a comparison, yeah. Oh god. Like the next one's like walrus for men.
You see a walrus, confused.
Confused.
Oh man.
Why would there be a walrus?
Yeah, right.
I don't know. Oh god, those tests sometimes I really wanted to find like a quick response to word association one, and like what's the first thing that comes to your mind when I say corn, cob? Oh, got him. Okay, but like a lot of them it doesn't have like because I wanted to peer into your brain. I wanted to pick your brain, fam.
That's dangerous. You don't probably want to do that.
It's terrifying. But I wanted to see more of you. As weird as that sounds, right?
That is weird.
We'll rephrase that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wanted to delve in, and they didn't have those games. They had fun, witty, like, oh, what's the first word that comes to your mind, and you played the game, but it didn't really tell you anything.
I mean, we can have like our own game here where I will say a word and you tell me the first word that comes to mind, and then chat, and then later YouTube commenters.
Okay.
And tell us how imaginative you are. And we'll say on a scale of 1 to 10.
So wait, we're leaving our creativity level in the hands of the viewers of YouTube and Twitch.
No. Not ours. Yours.
Okay. rate me 1 to 10 on my creativity based off of the words that I say. Granted, limited words are in this noggin. So, all right, go for it.
So yeah, we'll say we'll do 10 words.
10 words, holy
and then
crap.
Just take the average of whatever you feel. Yeah, I was gonna say something similar. I seen that in chat, which is his name. Not that I've seen that in chat, although I have. It's confusing. It's getting very confusing.
Wait a minute. There's a person in our chat named I seen that.
Right, and they say 1 to 10, but 7 is the highest score for Squid because he has a limited number of words.
Okay. Well, that's an automatic 10 then. All right, let's do it.
All right, let's get started. We'll start with an easy one.
Okay.
Cob.
Robber. Wait, did you say cob or cop?
Cob.
A corn.
Screen.
TV.
Door.
Open.
Fan.
Spinning. Crap. I don't know.
Squid.
Sorry. Oh wait. Squid. Tentacles.
Square.
Oval. Fuck.
Forest.
Trees. I feel like I'm not very imaginative. I'm rethinking the name. Like everything that I say, I'm like I don't know.
You got 3 more. That's
Okay.
Spaceship.
Sky.
Game.
Map.
Board.
Chess. Ah, got him, coach. Chess is the smart one that tells you that I'm a smart guy.
So I like how you took game and board and like combined them into chess. I'm gonna give you like a solid 3. That's
really?
just my own personal take on it.
I feel like I did it fast. Can I get an extra point for fastness?
No.
No. Simply just no.
Hell no. Yeah, all right.
Oh god. Those are fun. I hate those. Where'd you get those words? Did you just come up with those words just randomly?
Yeah, just whatever. Most of them were like what's in my room. So like I probably got like a 5 in creativity for coming up with the words. But yeah.
I feel like they're pretty original questions. Good job, Fen.
Thanks.
Good job, Fen.
Thanks,
That was a good bet, man.
They went fantastic, you could say.
Ah, come on. Everyone I hear of those, I hate it instantly. Fen. What do you comment on my channel every once in a while? I'm a fan of what you just did.
Yeah, I like that one. I have on my my personal Twitch notifications are, it's gonna be fantastic to see you.
Oh my god, no.
Oh, it's great.
No. What you got?
Silence. I've got silence.
Oh man, you can't come up with an and then not back that up.
Really?
So
I thought silent falls. All right, whatever.
So I've been watching a lot of Netflix. A ton of Netflix, and I feel like it's tough. In my mind, it's tough because like I have limited amount of time as is. Watching Netflix is something I could do like when I'm hanging out with the baby or something. I could just turn the TV on, which I know is not like beneficial to her like advancement.
No, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah,
yourself
yeah, I gotta be sane a little bit here. But so I'll turn on Netflix and the show that has caught my eye has been Queer Eye. Have you seen that?
My wife watches that.
But
I catch it every now and then when she's watching. I don't really watch it myself.
Mm. But
I don't.
You know
those kinds
it.
of like, yeah, I know of it. Just those kinds of like reality type shows don't really appeal to me as much.
So,
but it's what I've seen of it is interesting and fun.
That's what I thought initially. I honestly I was like, oh okay, because I don't like reality shows either. My dad screwed me over when I was a kid because my favorite show when I was little was Whose Line? Whose Line Is It Anyway? And I thought that was the most genius thing. I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was so funny. But my dad clued us in that it might be scripted. And I was like, no, you know? I was like, why would you do that? And then I was coming up with, like, reasons on why it wasn't scripted. And it turns out, like, everything could be scripted.
Right.
And I was...
It could be, but it wasn't.
Well, you don't know.
As far as I know.
Yeah,
well, because those are all improv actors. Like, there's a huge improv culture. And, like...
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But every skit hit. Like, there was not one skit that was like, oh, well, I don't know. It wasn't that funny for me. It was every single one. And yes, they could be improv actors, but I don't know. It usually 1 out of like 5 for a professional would be like a failure. That's what Saturday Night Live does. They pump out so much content that only like a handful.
Yeah, but for something like Whose Line where you're recording it, Whose Line anyway, where you're recording it, you can kind of cut things that don't quite make it. You know, like if something doesn't work, you can just go on to the next thing.
Yeah.
SNL is live, so
and they have a pre-scripted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They work all week on the sketches, and then it just goes. And if it lands, fantastic. And if it doesn't, it's live. So It's fantastic. Yes.
Yeah, I guess. But anyway, so back to Queer Eye. It's like I have this love-hate relationship about it. It's like it's actually a really genius show. And for everybody that doesn't know what Queer Eye is, basically it's a remake of Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, where they it was I think it was like one gay guy. I could be wrong. I don't really remember the previous one, but it was like one gay guy went to a straight guy and was like, "Hey, your style is whack. Let's go ahead and re-up that." So they put him in like clothes that was more fitting to him, and I guess that increased his life significantly. I don't know. Anyway, so then they made a remake, and that's what we're watching now is the Queer Eye, where it's not only do they change their clothes, they change, I think it's clothes, hairstyle, they teach them some food stuff, they renovate the house, and they do a culture dive, which is basically like they just go into somebody's past and help them out. I don't know. It's weird to explain that one because like half the time the guy that does culture has to like really pull at something, and it's like, okay, you're not hitting anywhere.
Well, yeah. So that's the one where you were talking about it being scripted, where some of that they do like play things up. Yeah. So that way they can hit all the boxes. You know. Well, but it is a good.
Go ahead.
Well, it's a very like whole life like makeover. It's not just like the clothes, it is the clothes and the hair and the the lifestyle, like the skill, like teach you something that's gonna like improve your self-confidence, because that's always a good thing to have self-confidence like that.
I'm just stuck on the fact like I don't see cameras ever.
Yeah.
And these are in houses with mirrors. You know what I mean? There's mirrors everywhere you go. I don't understand how there's no cameras.
Yeah. And it's not like there's only one, because they have the multiple cameras.
Exactly. There's been times too. Yeah, no, you're right. There's been times where like you'll see one scene and then you hear laughing and stuff in the background, and then the next scene you'll see them laughing. You know what I'm saying? Like so they were recorded at the same time sometimes. So it's like, yes, you could plan out where you put the cameras very like to the T, but a lot of it, I don't know. It's just a lot of it. Oh, also like at the very end, they go back to their loft and they watch a video of the person that they just helped.
Right.
And that video is usually like a party that they call them the Fab Five, the five gay guys. It's usually like a party that the Fab Five have helped plan. So they're only there for like 3 days, and at the end of the week they have a party or something.
Yeah, like the big reveal for all the changes.
Exactly. That's it. Yeah. And that reveal, like, it's always the guy sitting on his bed, contemplating what's going on, and then he walks out the room and he has this big conversation or whatever. But all that is like, it's really cool for like a TV show, but like then you got to think all that happened and there was a big ass camera in that guy's face.
Yeah.
So like it has to be maybe not necessarily scripted, but it's not as sincere as it looks.
It's a show, right? It's not. I don't think they ever claim that like this is 100% just like we ran in with our camera and this is the raw footage. Like it's a show. It's a show with production value that's there to like improve. I don't know if you heard that. My cat is begging for stuff.
Oh, it sounded like whistling. I was like, your cat's whistling? Nice.
No, he's like meow. Yeah, it's a show that's meant to entertain and just if you want to watch it, great. But like, don't go into it thinking it's like some crack team of 5 gay guys with their trusty cameraman going in to fix all the problems, because it's just a show where the guy has written or somebody has written for him and said, this is my life, and they said, okay, I see that you're saying that you are a comedian that's not doing well and you dress poorly. Now let's also say that you have this girlfriend who you kind of want to be dating, and at the end there he is right there.
Yeah. Like I wonder, like, that's another thing too, is like I wonder, like you said, it's all a TV show, and this is another reason why I think it's scripted, because I haven't seen like an angry fan be like, how come my episode wasn't up there, or so on and so forth. But like I wonder how many, if it was 100% real, I wonder how many people had failed experiments.
Right.
Like, the 5 gay guys came in, renovated their whole entire life, and then afterwards they were like, well, I don't like the way my house turned out. My girlfriend dumped me after it because she didn't like me, or she didn't like the new me. You know, like, I wonder that episode didn't air. You know, I don't know how many of that.
That'd be funny. I wish they should have like a April 1st episode like that. We made all these changes and look at him now. Life falls apart. Completely unrelated to issues.
No, I seen that, and chat goes, well, that's a hard one still. Bear Grylls would sleep in a hotel during filming.
Yep.
That's the same thing with, like, Survivor. Is, like, I've heard some horror stories about, like, when they got booted off and on the boat and so on and so forth. Like I guess, like, on the boat they had, like, a full feast for them.
Mm-hmm.
And people would just sit there and just chow down. And I guess one person like ate a whole jar of peanut butter or something. Like, I've heard horror stories, but it really makes you think, like, how realistic is that? Like, did they not just go like right around the corner to the McDonald's? Or because the camera guys are not on Survivor,
right?
The camera guys have a full, like, they have food, I'm sure. Like, right? Maybe not on them, but like a tent right next door or something. I don't know.
Yeah, or something, or craft services.
Yeah, like they just go right next door to the town that's there, and it has a full-fledged McDonald's and Jack in the Box, and
yeah.
I don't know. It really, like, it sucks. It sucks that you don't get that reality. That's why I don't watch reality TV, because I don't feel like it's reality.
No, it's not.
A lot of it could be fake.
It's meant to seem like it's real, but in reality, you gotta remember that there's all this production going into it. So how real can it be?
Would you rather production value or realism?
Oh, production value. If I'm watching something, I want it to. Be interesting, and I don't want to be like having to like bob my head because they don't have like cameras with the like unmounted cameras or like stabilized cameras or anything like that. Like.
Yeah, I get it. What's your genre when you go for a TV show?
I watched the hell out of NCIS, so
really?
Crime is a big one. Oh, I love that show.
My
wife. That's what we would do. We wake up, we'll make coffee, have some breakfast, watch an NCIS.
Pop in the NCIS VHS, yeah.
No,
those things are old, dude. Those things are old. No,
yeah. But there's 15 seasons on Netflix alone. So, like, we've been watching them for a year. We're not done.
Yeah. We actually tried starting up that season. Well, I think we actually got to, like, season 3, I want to say. I don't remember. It was a while ago. But, like, the one thing I didn't really care about that is, like, I'm not a CSI fan.
Right.
Like, CSI is all right. I can understand how it's a decent show. But it's just not for me. Like, getting into NCIS, it's like every single episode had to do with like the Navy, and I was just kind of like
the naval criminal investigators.
Exactly. But it was almost like it was the same episode every single time because they had to go talk to somebody down the chain of command. Somebody in the chain of command was lying, and then they resolved the problem. You know what I mean? Like, it followed a very repetitive pattern for the most part. Like, every once in a while you get one of those episodes, and you're like, oh, okay.
I think a big one for NCIS is the characters are very unique.
Yeah.
So that's why I like it. I also like Bones, which is another good one.
Yeah.
As far as the procedural crime, show goes, although it kind of went downhill towards season 6 or so.
Well, because that's when they all like started falling in love and getting married and everything, right?
Yeah.
When you don't have that what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Like, when there's a difference between main character and like I guess a love feud or whatever. I don't know. If you don't have like that sub category to the show, you're not going to have the show. So when you start making happy endings, it's not going to be good for the show.
I got what you're saying.
Yeah.
Without the antagonism, it's a little.
There you go. Yeah. So.
But yeah, we've been watching that. My wife started out with like season 10 or something.
Really?
And we watched up to, I think it was season like 12 or 13, and then went back to the beginning, and she started watching that again. I'd watched it before, but yeah. So I do like those procedural crime dramas if the characters are interesting. Like, I don't really care for. I've never seen CSI. I don't really have a burning desire to.
They have
I
characters,
don't
but
like.
it seems like everybody's the same guy, really.
Right. That's kind of why I don't like. What's the other big one that's really popular? Criminal Minds.
Oh yeah, I feel like Criminal Minds just got bad actors.
They're all just very Mary Sue characters.
Yeah.
But no, I love sci-fi. I love cyberpunk. I watched.
Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah,
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk is like dystopian future where like everything should be great, but it's not. Like technology is amazing, but society is shit. Is Cyberpunk in a nutshell.
How many seasons?
So if you,
because it's binge watchable.
Well, that's not. That's a genre. Cyberpunk is.
I thought. Son of a bitch! I thought you were selling me on a TV show I've never heard.
Yeah, the show I'm building towards is called Altered Carbon on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Yes. Yeah, you're a little bit late on that one. I watched it when it came out. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I watched it twice now, all the way through. It's so dense. I love those. I love the shows where it's so dense and it's not just like filler. It's like you can't do anything else while you watch it, otherwise you're gonna miss things.
Oh yeah. So me and the wife, what we like to do with these kind of things is we like to nitpick as much as we can, because like if you can't nitpick about a season or whatever, then that must mean the season's really good and you can recommend it to friends and whatever. So we really looked at this one and we were trying to find like what was bad about this season, and we couldn't find anything. That's not right. The one thing we found, like about mid-season, we paused the episode and we were like, you know, the this is gonna sound really weird. The boob to dick ratio is just way off. There's so much boob and no dick, and then we unpaused it and immediately full frontal, just one hanging right there.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about too.
We paused it like right after. Spoiler. Well, this isn't really spoiler. They were going down the hallway and they had holograms of naked people, and there's one woman just full-fledged naked. You saw everything, and then the two guys that were around her were clothed. They had like a loincloth on or whatever, and we paused and it was like, what the hell is this? Like, not that I want to see it, I'm just saying, like,
but just like, you know, as an equality issue, feels off.
Yeah, just a little bit. And so me and my wife had a full-fledged like 5-minute discussion about how TV shows suck like that. And then I pressed play, and then the guy walks in full butt-ass naked, and there's a zoom shot of the penis just dangling in front of you. Oh, it was like the best timing for it. We couldn't have timed that any better. But no,
yeah, that's pretty impressive.
The show itself is pretty good. Have you? I don't know if we've ever had this conversation. Have you watched Doctor Who?
Oh yes.
Like I don't want to say old black and white stuff, but I'm talking about like this new.
The new one you're talking? Yeah.
The regenerated.
Right. Yeah. The Ninth Doctor on. Absolutely.
Yes. You have. So are you up to date?
I might have missed the last season. I definitely missed the last season, but other than that, yes.
What do you think of Peter Capaldi / the new direction that they went with that season?
It was interesting. I liked it. I like when So the thing with Doctor Who is every single Doctor, they have the chance to completely rewrite the character.
Yeah. And that's awesome.
To an extent, they do, but he has like this. Every single actor has the same little like core of Doctor, which is I want to say like honest to the idea of the character.
Yeah.
Like all the actors do really well. I mean, they select them very, very carefully, and they do really well at it. So I like seeing how they keep true to that core Doctor, and then also run with whatever new direction they want to take his new ethical stance. Because every single Doctor has something new that he feels is important, or the most important thing.
Yeah.
You know, other than the people immediately around him, because that's one of those things that like every single doctor, his companion or whoever he's with in that episode is like the most important thing. But then also there's like always something else. And with the new doctor, I really liked it because he was kind of questioning that. Like am I, like when he first got there, he was like, am I a good person? Like, what is a good person? But he was like kind of an asshole, but like still yes.
That opened a whole new line that me and my wife thought was going to be freaking awesome for the show, but then never came up. They never readdressed that. Like when he saw his face and he was like, this face looks familiar. They never readdressed that. Ever. And they're switching doctors now, and they
Oh, that was because he was old. He was old again because they'd gone through how many doctors? Like the last couple seasons of the old series, and then the new one, and he was always a young guy.
I could see it, but like, so like trolling around like the forums and everything, everybody thought that he was pointing towards the fact that Peter Capaldi, the actor, was in a previous episode of Doctor Who. Do you remember the Mount Vesuvius episode where they?
Oh yeah, he was in that, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was the dad of the family.
Right.
So when I think who was it? Was it David Tennant?
Probably, yeah.
I think it was. So David Tennant was fighting with his companion and saying, "No, we can't go back and help anybody." And so I guess they came to a compromise, and David Tennant saved that one Roman family, and that the leader of that family, or the dad of that family, was Peter Capaldi. So the forums and everybody was sitting there going, "Oh, when he said that, he was referencing that he knew this face. He saw that face before. Where did he see that from?" Yeah, and I'm like, instantly, I'm like, that's breaking the fourth wall, but a fucking amazing way to do it. You know, like that would be amazing.
Yeah, it could be, but I really feel like it was because he was older.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't know. I like Peter Capaldi as the Doctor. I think he did a pretty good job with the role that he was given. That being said, I don't think I think the direction of the show is starting to go south. Whereas like before, I think it just switched with Peter Capaldi, but it used to be BBC, straight BBC, and the British humor is 10 times different than that of American humor.
Definitely is.
And so like, he used to be witty, funny, and very, not, I don't want to say dry, but dry in a good way. You know what I mean? And then instantly, when it went to BBC America and got new directors and everything, the new season with Peter Capaldi, I counted like 3 poop jokes in the first episode. Or like, do you remember that scene where I forgot what his name was? He was the butler. He was another race, the Strax or something like that. Yeah. Well, he had a newspaper and he was throwing it up to the Forgotten Girl. I don't know her name. It's been so long since I've watched those episodes. I need to rewatch them. No, is that the Forgotten one or the girl that was in the Dalek?
You want to say yes?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Well, anyway, it's not important. He threw a newspaper up at her as she was up in a window. And when he threw the newspaper, it hit her straight in the face, and it made one of those wonky bang noises. And I'm like, "What is this? Like, when did this turn into slapstick comedy? Like, that's not Doctor Who." And it was a really clear cut line where it was BBC and then switched over to BBC America. And even now they're doing like political stuff. And I don't want to say too much because I don't think you saw the last season, but like. They're doing political stuff now and like opinionated American stuff, and I'm like, I don't know, it's a little wonky.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I haven't kept up to date that well. Like, I know the new Doctor is going to be a woman. That's about it. I know who she is.
I don't care for her as an actor, so that kind of scares me a little bit. But yeah, I'm really excited, to be honest with you. I hope it switches it up a little bit. Mm-hmm. If she acts the way I hope she acts, then I think she's going to be a phenomenal Doctor. I'm not opposed to them going to a woman. I think it's a drastic leap.
They've referenced it before in the lore. They've referenced it can happen.
Oh yeah, definitely. But it's been 13 Doctors, and they're not supposed to go past 9 Doctors usually. So it's like an anomaly. Oh, is it 13?
It's their 13th their 13th.
I feel like
whatever.
every single time he regens, he's like, "Oh, this could be the last one for me."
Well, no, because the way they described it, because originally they were like, after the first transformation, they were like, "Oh, can you just do this forever?" And he was like, "No, only 12 times, whatever. There's only 13 doctors or 13 versions of us."
Yeah.
Well,
then why did Matt Stevens or whatever the hell his name is? Why did he like want to chill out for a bit and not go on to the next?
Because he thought that was going to be it.
But he was 11.
That doctor. No, because they said there was another one. I forget which one. There was like some secret doctor.
Oh.
That actually like pressed the button or whatever. Yeah, no, but they said they basically, he thought it was gonna be his last one. Like, this is it. Like, I'm gonna fight here, and that's gonna be it for me. And this is where my grave shall be, because he'd already seen it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then Clara was like, there was like that crack where the other where Gallifrey was hidden, and they were like spying on him to see like, is it safe? Like, what's the doctor's real name? Tell us, and we'll, whatever. And she was like, hey, you, give him the energy. And they were like, all right. And they did. And then suddenly he like regenerated, and it was Peter Capaldi or whoever. I don't remember how it went.
It was Matt Stevens and Peter Capaldi.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. I feel like they threw out the old Doctor Who, and they just went with a whole new storyline. Like, I mean,
it's definitely changed.
Yeah.
Definitely changed.
I don't like change.
I know you don't. I know you don't. And I can respect that consistent logic on your part, even while I call you a fool for thinking that way.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel about it.
I don't know. It's so hard to talk about things like Doctor Who, just because like I feel like you and I are both like very opinionated people. And it's hard to like. Well, I think me a little bit more maybe. It's hard to change.
Shut up! I have opinions.
Okay, no, whatever.
That's my opinion, damn it.
It's hard to change our minds on certain things. So like.
Fandoms like that. So like Doctor Who, like Star Wars, Harry Potter, like stuff like that with huge followings have like so many people that are so like emotionally invested in the lore and world.
Yeah, if you think about it, the same thing happened to both of those movies. Yeah, the new Star Wars starts to come out, and everybody it's split. People either love it or people hate it because it's not like the original.
First of all, before I have my very strong opinion on people who feel a certain way about it, did you like the new movies?
The new Star Wars movies?
Yeah.
I appreciated them as part of the world. I did not appreciate them as a decent comparison to the old movies. I feel like they tried to make it more of a comedy, whereas the originals were pretty straightforward in like a good action movie. But I appreciate them as a movie, and I appreciate them as like in the same world. I just don't like them in comparison. Does that make sense?
Right. I get that. All right, that's fair. So a lot of people who don't like it have issue with Rey being the Jedi or Luke being a failure.
I don't yeah, that's part of the story. I like that.
Yeah, so those things are part of the story. They're part of being human. Like, so most of the people who don't like it are, for lack of a better word,
we're stuck to Earth, boys.
Yeah, we're stuck here.
We can't get a better one.
For us.
maybe Mars in about 200 years, but Earth for
now. They are basically man children, with these really toxic ideas of masculinity and femininity and like women in general.
Did they have female Jedis way back when? They just weren't like the limelight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's how they want it. They want all the men to be in the front. Like they want Luke to be the hero who saves the day because he's the big strong hero from the movies. But that's not how life works, man. Like, even if you do something great, then like it doesn't mean that the rest of your life is going to be great. Sometimes it goes to shit, and like it just happens and it sucks. But like doubt and all the motifs around that character in the new movies were just fantastic. Yeah. And I feel like, comparison reasons aside, like I think that those
it's nostalgic too, to be honest.
Yeah, there's a lot of nostalgia around that, which I don't feel myself. Like I love the old movies, and I really like these modern takes on the same style of story in the same world. But yeah, I think they're a fantastic addition. They're not the prequels, which is great. Just man, I think if you're not like a complete asshat, like you can enjoy these movies and think that they're good. And like that's like the bar you have to set for yourself. Like, do you like the movies? Are you an asshat? Like, ask yourself those two questions.
1 and 2.
One is going to tell you the other.
It's like, I didn't like the movies, but I am an asshat, so I guess that means it was a good
that makes
movie.
a lot of sense, actually. Yeah. All right.
The only gripe I have with those with the Star Wars trilogy, it's not a trilogy anymore, is it? A series, I guess.
Sure.
The only gripe I have with them is that it's a great story, but some of it is poorly written, to the point where like way back when oh no, the worst thing that could happen is the Death Star, and then the next one is like, oh, the worst thing it was like Star Destroyer, Death Star, and the worst thing that could happen is this big massive world. You know what I mean? Like the Death World. Yeah, it's like
I
want something new. You know.
Mm-hmm. But that was a lot of that was the creative direction that was given to the directors of the movies.
Yeah. It's not the directors.
I forget their names, but like
what needs to happen.
The Last Jedi or whatever this last one was. I keep forgetting. Last Jedi, right? Yeah, it was Force Awakens, The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi.
No, I think that was the first one of this trilogy.
All right. Well, whatever the second one is, whatever the newest one is, like the creative direction on that was just fan-freaking-tastic, man. Yeah. Like there was a lot of stuff in the first one that I was kind of like, okay, it's a good movie, but like, where is this coming from? So I don't know. It's they're both good movies, and I quite enjoy them. And I want to watch.
Yeah, I think a common ground that I think everybody can like kind of come together, even people that hate this movie or love this movie. I think that we could all agree that it's better than the new Jurassic World renditions.
I haven't seen it, so I couldn't tell you. But
I haven't seen the new one. I'm gonna wait until that crap comes out on Redbox, and then then I might like torrent it or something, because I don't want to spend $1 on this crap that I've been watching.
Just wait for Netflix to get it. It's fine.
Ridiculous. Anyway, Fen, I think we're gonna call it quits today, dude.
Yeah.
Very
I don't believe in quitting, Squid. I think we're just gonna say goodbye until next time.
All right, Mr. Rogers. Holy hell, dude!
Put on my sweater.
But real quick, before we bounce out, I want to go ahead and once again thank our sponsors down at Castcade, the lovely bunches of coconuts down there. Once again, Castcade is a community of live streamers. If you're bored, it's a Saturday night, the feeling's right, and you just want to pull up some Twitch, well, boys, I got some live streamers for you. Castcade has them all. Any game title, I'm sure you'll find something there for you. If you're a live streamer yourself, it's definitely a community you want to be a part of. Great group of guys. They'll help you out. And gals, yeah, there are a couple gals there. So, gentlemen, get up all in here and be a part of something great. Castcade, thank you for sponsoring today's episode of Hella Simple. All right, Fen, that's it.
All right, well, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day, great week, I guess, because we're not going to see you for a little while. And don't forget, if you're watching this on YouTube, that you can come by twitch.tv/hellasimple, or you can follow us on Twitter to know exactly when we're going to be live in the week. It's at Hella_simple.
Boom goes the dynamite. All right, guys. Peace out.
Bye.